Today I want to share a powerful story about second chances, the story of Samson. You know, sometimes we think we've messed up too badly, that we've gone too far to turn back. But this story shows us something different, something beautiful about God's promises. Imagine this. Before Samson even took his first breath, God had already mapped out an incredible purpose for his life. Through an angel, he promised Samson's mother that her son would be special, a Nazarite set apart for God, destined to help free Israel from the Philistines. Pretty amazing, right? Now Samson grew up to be incredibly strong, with God's Spirit clearly upon him. And here's where it gets real. He wasn't perfect, far from it. He made choices that went against his calling. He played with temptation, broke his sacred vows, and eventually found himself in the worst possible situation. The Philistines captured him, gouged out his eyes, and turned him into their entertainment. They mocked him, and by extension they mocked God. Many people would look at this situation and think, well, that's it. Game over. He blew it. But here's where God's incredible mercy comes into play. There's this small detail in the Bible that speaks volumes. It says, however, the hair of his head began to grow again after it had been shaved. Now this might seem like a minor detail, but it's actually huge. It's God quietly saying, I'm not done with you yet. In his darkest moment, blind and humiliated, Samson did something profound. He called out to God, Sovereign Lord, remember me again. Please strengthen me just once more. And you know what? God answered. The same strength that once flowed through him returned, allowing him to fulfill his purpose, even if it wasn't in the way anyone expected. This story isn't just about physical strength. It's about God's faithfulness even when we are unfaithful. It's about how his promises don't have an expiration date, and how our failures don't cancel his plans. So if you're feeling like you've messed up too badly, remember Samson. Remember that with God it's never too late for a second chance. His promises never fail even when we do. Dear friend, maybe you feel like Samson, that you've wasted your calling, that your mistakes have ruined God's plan for you. But the promise of God is not fragile. He is the God of second chances. If you will call out to him, even from the lowest place, his mercy will lift you up. Today, God is saying to you, your story is not over, my promise still stands. Let us return to him like Samson did, and see his power restore what we thought was lost. Dear saints, the God we worship is the God of the resurrection. Amen. This is not just a truth to believe, it's a message the world desperately needs to hear. Jesus is alive and his resurrection power can transform lives today. But here's something surprising. 70% of the people who watch our videos leave without subscribing. Imagine how many more souls could be reached if each viewer took a moment to subscribe, like, and share. Your simple click can become a seed that God uses to bring someone to salvation. We invite you, be part of this mission. Like, share, and subscribe today, and leave us a comment telling us how the God of resurrection has worked in your life. Together we can let the whole world know he is risen,